Hi, I'm Nico Vrezen, the founder of Perform with Pleasure. In today's video, I'm going to explain to you the underlying biopsychological principle that will allow you to have sustainable growth in business, in relationships, in love, and how to also apply this principle in crisis. And why it's even more important to apply this. So at the end of the video, if you like it, please share it with someone that you like, or share it on your wall and comment below. Now, let's see, how does nature work? Well, nature works with pulsation, with expanding and contraction. That's the basic principle, one of the basic principles of life and of our creation. You even see it in the universe, who is expanding and perhaps in a certain moment will collapse again. But how can we use this? How can we use the fact that the sea has an ebb and a flow? How can we use the day and night principle? How can we use this as a performer and as a partner? Well, quite frankly, we can do it differently. We can work a little bit differently than a lot of people do. Because for a lot of us, from early in life, we have been told that you have to work hard now. And the more you work, the more successful you will be. The more effort you put in, the more you sacrifice now, you get later the satisfaction. Later there, in the end, you will be in heaven. But now you have to first perform like a maniac and sacrifice everything in your life. Now, the problem is that this often leads to a certain break point. And let's see this graph as the activation level of a person, where at a certain moment it is our maximum, because we all have a limited capacity to work. We have a limited capacity to use our willpower, to grind it, to go for it. And it can help us, like when we are in stress, we have to react, we have to act, we have to be laser focused to get to the solution, to survive. But to thrive is a whole other ball game. And so what we need to do is we need to do it differently than here. So what a lot of people do is they have this goal and they keep on pushing. Here is their goal. But then at a certain moment, because they never allow their nervous system to integrate the new stimuli, to integrate everything that they learned, to recharge, they reach a break point and boom, they get, what people call burnout. Some people call it adrenal fatigue. I just call it exhaustion. You have exhausted your nervous system, you have overburdened it, and it crashed, just like a computer crashes. And so what we need to do is we need to respect the ebb and the flow of the brain, of the nervous system. And how you do that? Well, we have to change from conscious to subconscious action. Now how can we do that? Well, it's not so hard as you think. It is by doing nothing productive. So what we need to do is to, when we want to solve problems, when we want to grow as a person in sports, in business, in relating, that is that sometimes we have to use our conscious mind. We have to direct our mind, our brain, to solve certain problems. And we look at it from different perspectives, we start to analyze things, and sometimes this will lead to a realization, a light bulb. But when it's a very complex problem, when there is so many factors, it is very difficult to do with our conscious mind because it's very limited. For most people, you can only take into account 7 plus minus 2 chunks of information. So that's not so much to really consciously do. And when you have a complex problem, there are so many more factors to take into account. But then, because our conscious mind is a singular processor. It's like, for example, when you're happy, it's very hard to be very sad. It is possible, but it's not for everyone. Now, then what you need to do is that sometimes you need to relax. And a beautiful example of this is are examples of the geniuses of the past. We have, for example, here, a guy fishing. And you know who this guy is? It's Edison. Edison is supposed to be the worst fisherman ever, because every day he was fishing at least 1 or 2 hours and he never ever caught a fish. And at a certain moment people asked him, "Well, Edison, why don't you ever catch a fish? You're such a genius." He said, "Yeah, because, well, probably because I don't use bait." And the people say, "Yeah, but why would you fish without bait?" He says, "Yeah, when I'm fishing, people leave me alone. And when I'm fishing without bait, the fishies leave me alone." And so in that moment, it was a beautiful message in which he says, this is my time to relax. My time to not be productive consciously, but just let go. Because when you do that, when you relax, you allow your unconscious mind to process all the stimuli that you have given it when you are giving conscious attention. All the aspects, all the factors that you have to take into account, it starts to integrate it. But if you keep on working, keep on giving new inputs, it does not have the time to make the difference between what is a valuable new connection in your brain and what is a useless connection in your brain. So that is why you have to switch between conscious action and relaxation all the time. That's why in many very creative companies you have playrooms, you have rooms where you can just go and relax. Some companies have beds. Whatever is the case, it helps to focus consciously and then broaden your scope. Because when you relax, what happens in your brain is that it broadens your thinking. It helps you to notice and remember and find new opportunities, think about new opportunities and find more creative solutions. And one added thing that helps when you relax, it recharges your nervous system. It gives you more energy. It helps you to keep on growing. Now, what has this to do with a crisis? Well, in crisis time, these activation levels are already pretty high. Why? Well, because we get bombarded with danger signals. And so this is already a baseline is higher. So in these times of crisis, yes, it's important to really think, okay, how can I use this crisis to grow as a business, as a partner, as a family, but also how can I use this crisis and the extra time that we have by not commuting, by not being able to do certain tasks, how can we use this to enjoy our lives much more right now? Because when you do that, when you make that pleasure a priority, you respect the biopsychological principle of lasting growth. So if you like this video, please comment beneath, like and share with people you love on your timeline or just in a message. And stay tuned, because tomorrow I'm going to explain to you the DNA of the self-actualized couple. The self-actualized couple that is successful even and especially in crisis.